Alberta Claire, the girl from Wyoming. In 1910, Alberta Claire left her home in Sheridan, Wyoming, to embark on a more than 8,000-mile journey. She left her home state with her faithful companions, Bud the horse and Mickey the dog. She became the first woman to travel on horseback across the continent, including Vancouver, Canada, and to the Mexican border. Her purpose was twofold. She wanted to promote the woman's right to vote and the right of a woman to ride astride rather than side saddle. On her way through Ohio, she stopped by Mansfield, Wooster, and many other cities, spreading her message. A moving picture of Alberta Claire riding Bud through downtown Wooster, Ohio on Saturday, April 19, 1913 was captured on film. She spent the night at the American House here in Wooster and continued her journey eastward. In 1912, a reporter at the Toledo Times had the opportunity to interview Alberta Claire on her return trip from Buffalo, New York. A summary of this interview was printed in the Wooster Daily News on Friday, April 18, 1913. Alberta Claire stated, quote, "I came from Wyoming, where women vote, and so I believe in women's suffrage. But women there take up the burden and share the work with the men. In England and here in the East, only a part of the women do anything save live idleness. They should be educated and then given the ballot." She continued, quote, "I believe in giving the ballot to women, but I don't approve of the methods women use in attempting to force the old world to give it to them. We women of the West secured the ballot without stooping for it." End of quote. On August 26, 1920, Tennessee was the 36th state to ratify the 19th Amendment, granting women the right to vote. The right of citizens of the United States to vote shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or by any state on account of sex. Congress shall have power to enforce this article by appropriate legislation. These 39 words took 144 years to become federal law. The presidential election held on November 2nd, 1920, was the first election following World War I, and it was the first one that all women who were legal citizens of the United States could cast their own vote. However, it was not until the Snyder Act of 1924 when Native Americans were recognized as U.S. citizens and were finally granted their right to vote. So the result of the 1920 presidential election, 49.2% of the population came out to cast their votes. That's 26 million people. The number was up from only 18.5 million in 1916. Interesting to note that both candidates for the presidency in November of 1920 were from the state of Ohio. In a landslide victory, Warren G. Harding, Republican, defeated James M. Cox, Democrat. During this election time, remember, it is your right and a privilege to vote in the great U.S. of A., a right that has not always been available to all. Do not let the efforts of our forebears go for naught. Exercise your right to vote this fall.